In the last section, we completed our design layout. We're now going to proceed to understanding the OpenAI's API so that we can apply it to our actual application. So the first thing we are going to do is look at the introduction. OpenAI has already provided us with 2 official libraries, and lucky for us, one of them is Node.js. You can see it over here. So we'll install our library using the command npm install OpenAI. So please make sure you have Node installed. Okay, so back to our introduction. Next, we'll need an API key for authentication purposes when interacting with the API. To do that, you just head over to your account, view API keys, and then you generate a new secret key. And that's what you're going to copy and use within your project. Great. So when it comes to models, the model that we're going to use is the Code DaVinci 002 because we're focusing on the Codex model. So this API is quite extensive, so you're able to make multiple requests. If you want to get a list of models, because there are very many models that are available. So in case you want to create an application where you want to give the user the option to select a specific model, here's a request that you can make. Also, there's a way of retrieving, and then there's a completions part, which is what we're interested in. We want to be able to give a model a prompt, and it returns for us a completion, and depending with the type of model, it will return for you a different type of completion. And in our case, since we're using the Code DaVinci 002, we're going to receive a code completion. So to be able to create a completion, this is the URL that we'll use, and it will be using the post HTTP method. Our request body consists of multiple parameters. So there's a model where you specify the model that you're going to use. In this case, we can actually change this so that you can see. So our model will be Code DaVinci 002. Our prompt will be, say this is a test. In our case, we'll be sending a request where we expect a code back. Next thing will be, then we have the suffix which you can set. You can set a string, the type of string, which string you'd like to be added after a completion that has the completion that has been created by the model. Then there's the max tokens. If you head over to my Instagram account, you'll receive a lot of information on different on these things, where I specify what a token is, which is basically the sequence of characters that are broken up into at least 4 characters. So 1 token is equal to 4 characters or 0.7 words. So in the max tokens, you can specify the number of max tokens that you want the completion to be generated with. The maximum context length for most models is 2048 tokens, which is approximately 1500 words. So there's also the temperature. For the temperature, it's the parameter that's used to control the confidence of a model by either decreasing it or increasing it. So its value ranges from between 0 and 1. So if you lower the temperature, you cause the model to take fewer risks and return just accurate and deterministic completions. But if you actually increase it, it will take more risk and create very diverse completions for you. So it depends with what your use case is. Then top P is also an important parameter depending on the use case that you have. Please head over to my IG and you'll be able to see the definitions of the rest of the parameters on the request body. But the main parameters that we'll use is mainly the model, the prompt, maybe the max tokens, and the temperature, which we'll set to 0 just to create return a very deterministic completion. So after that, the API has other requests that you can make. I don't want to dive on this because we'll be diverting from the main scope of the tutorial, but I plan to create a specific series mainly on the OpenAI itself, so please stay tuned. And other than that, I think that if we have we can actually play around with the code on this playground as is, or just copy the existing code that's already there, and with that we can be able to come up with something brief. Our Node.js project will be quite short, and we will later try and execute it and see how it works on the application that we have created. So thanks for watching this episode. It was just more of descriptive. I hope it makes sense. If it doesn't, please follow me on IG, and I invite you to the next episode. So let's get into that and see how exciting the application will end up to be.